Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha has announced that a maximum of 20 learners will sit in class if and when schools reopen in September. This is in a bid to observe the 1.5-meter rule in the fight against COVID-19. And as Andrin Kilemi now reports, social distancing in schools appears to be the minister's greatest headache.
Only 15 to 20 learners will be allowed to sit in a classroom upon resumption of schools in September 2020. This is according to Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha, who toured the Kikotech factory in Kitui County to assess the capacity to produce COVID-19 protective gears for school learners.
Been advised by the Minister of Health that a class should have between 15 and 20 children. And therefore, you know and I know and everybody knows in this country that that is going to be a challenge. The more reason why we must make sure that the masks are made of good materials and that they are, that is going to be a challenge, but it will not stop us from moving forward.
Among the measures announced by Professor Magoha include thermoguns for temperature checks in all schools, at least 2 masks for every learner, COVID-19 testing for teachers, even as they are expected to report to schools 2 weeks prior to the date of reopening. The Ministry of Education has further indicated that there is need for reconstructing some schools in the country that were badly hit by floods.
Next week, some of my people will come to Kitui to physically inspect most of the primary schools, a reasonable sample, find out whether they have water containers and the capacity.
So far, the ministry has toured schools in Mount Kenya region, Western region, and Rift Valley region, and has ascertained that most schools in those areas have enough water storage facilities. This comes even as the most recent report from InfoTrack Research showed that 70% of Kenyans are against reopening of schools until the pandemic is contained. Andrin Kilemi reporting for TV47.